Throw it down, big man.
All right, you guys. Welcome back to the Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. I am your host, Greg Rufus. Thank you so much for joining me on a wonderful episode. On this episode, you guys, lots of NBA news to discuss and to talk about, including the playoffs are about to start. We're 1 week away for the postseason to start. Seedings still need to be determined. The John Morant got fined $75,000 for his gun gestures. I'll tell you my feelings about that. And I didn't mention the Taylor Jenkins firing. I'm going to give you a little bit of my thoughts about that as well. The men's tournament, the women's tournament, Final Four, I'll break all that down as well. And there's a breaking news that happened. The Nuggets have fired their head coach, Mike Malone, and the GM, Calvin Booth. I will give you my reactions to that as well. But before I start, you guys, please subscribe to this podcast at Throw It Down Big Fella. GR Production is the channel. Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. Please subscribe, like, love, show the podcast some love. Also Michael Miles podcast. Let me clear my throat. Check out his channel. Subscribe to his channel. Winning Time MM25. Thank you so much for all the love and dedication you guys have given me and shown me, and it has not been ignored. Some stuff is coming up major, you guys, so please check that out. Interviews, special guests I have coming up. Great time. It's going to be a busy week, you guys, between the closing of the NBA season, the Masters coming up. So many great things coming up. The NFL draft is next week. I'll break that down next week as well. But you guys, if you really want that information, you get it from me and several other interviews and guests that I have and friends that I have. So please subscribe to this podcast, GR Productions, the channel, Throw It Down Big Fella podcast, and please show me some love. All right, you guys, before I start off and break down the men's championship game last night, Houston and Florida, breaking news has just happened. Mike Malone has been fired as the Denver Nuggets head coach, along with the GM, Calvin Booth. There's 4 games left in the season. The Nuggets are on a 4-game losing streak, and they just decided to fire Mike Malone, the only coach that's given them a championship, above winning record as a Denver Nuggets head coach. Shams is actually talking about it right now. It is just so crazy, you guys. Like, I guess the Memphis Grizzlies started a trend, but when they fired Taylor Jenkins last week, when there was 9 games left in the regular season, so there's no telling how this will impact the Denver Nuggets. The Memphis Grizzlies currently on a winning streak. They play the Charlotte Hornets tonight. It is important that they beat a wounded, down and out Charlotte Hornets team without Melo Ball. They should win this game. But they got some major games coming up. They have the Minnesota Timberwolves Thursday, prime national televised game on TNT, and then the following day they play the Denver Nuggets without their coach Mike Malone. See what kind of headspace they're in, and then they close the regular season out Sunday against the Dallas Mavericks. So much to digest, but this is fresh, raw. My opinion about them firing Mike Malone. And the one thing that it's crazy to me, like, I know they were struggling, and I know Jamal Murray has been hurt. And then with Calvin Booth, they got their championship. They got championship in 2023. I don't know if it was jumping the gun or I don't know. You know, between this and the Taylor Jenkins thing, you kind of wonder, should they have just done it after the season and just completely start over fresh and let's just see where it goes? Like, I understand the morality is real low for Denver Nuggets right now. Jokic is playing out of his mind. He had a 60-point triple-double against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 61-piece. It's just so much going on right now. But to fire their head coach, to fire the guy that led you to an NBA championship right now with 4 games left, it's wild. It is so wild. I'm flabbergasted and shocked. You know, they said the pep rally, or when they won the championship, I guess one of the people announced that Mike Malone is the Lakers' daddy, which it was funny. Me being, LeBron James, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Fine. It was funny at the moment, but now he's the former Lakers daddy. It's it's just so much in the air right now. But I think Denver Nuggets wise, I didn't think they had it this year to begin with. I just think so many injuries happened, so many moving pieces around, and you have that in a season. You have that like up and down low. It's such a long grind of a season, the NBA. But to fire their head coach with 4 games left is literally scratching your head and trying to figure out why are they doing this? Why now? But maybe something will come up like the Taylor Jenkins thing. Didn't understand why the Grizzlies fired him. They could have just done it at the end of the season if things didn't work out. They didn't get to the championship or win a playoff series. If their season is over with, you kind of see why. You're like, all right, I kind of see why they did this, why they fired him. Same thing with Mike Malone. Now the question comes into play now. Now, if the Grizzlies do not have a head coach, they have T.I. Thomas Elosha. I probably mispronounced the name, but they have their assistant. Mike Malone is not a coaching where he got fired. Do the Grizzlies go after Mike Malone now? It's a very, very, very interesting question, interesting take. Do the Memphis Grizzlies go after Mike Malone? Great head coach, been there for 10 years, winningest coach in Denver Nuggets history. He's great coach, great personality. We'll see. We'll see if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that will probably be one of the top 2 candidates I talked to, along with Sam Cassell. Like I would give him an opportunity, that being Mike Malone. So it'd be interesting to see what the Grizzlies do. Do they go after Mike Malone? Do they try to talk to him and all? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you believe the Memphis Grizzlies should go after Mike Malone, the former Nuggets head coach, great head coach? Let's just see, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. All right, you guys. Let's talk about the championship game that happened last night. Florida, Houston. I want to be completely honest. From a defensive perspective, like a one-on-one childhood behind the house backyard basketball brawl, that was a great game. That was a ugly mug slinging, rock throwing fight between Houston and Florida last night. Not the most aesthetic, like the greatest offensive performance. I was trying to say aesthetic, but something like that. Just wasn't a great offensive performance by either one team. Walter Clayton had 0 points at the first half. Only took like maybe 4 or 5 shots. He came to life in the second half, and they were able to win the game. It was a great ending. I hate that Houston Sharp kind of messed up. The last 4 possessions were all turnovers. The last 4 possessions were turnovers. 2 of them by Sharp. Didn't even get a shot off at the end. They were trying to go for the win. I didn't like the possession at all. I did not like it. Was like 18 seconds and they decide, okay, do a couple screens. Let's try to get Sharp, one of the shooters, open. I'd rather have been Cryer, one of their best player. I think Sharp is pretty good, but I'd rather have been Cryer for Houston. But neither here nor there. Florida Gators won. Shout out to my WRG worker, sports reporter Mike Sadie. He's a Florida Gator alum. I had to do that for him right quick. But shout out to Florida Gators coming back. Had only led for 1 minute and 4 seconds of that game. That is really, really crazy. Houston was in control the entire game. Still find a way to blow it. Calvin Sampson could have had number 800 win. Could have had his first championship. It did not happen. Congrats to Florida, but Houston, I feel really, really, really bad. That feeling gave me the vibe of 2008 with the Memphis Tigers. Like, it was one of those, like, you had it, you thought you had it, and then a couple moments later, it's gone. And it was in overtime. Remember 2008 with Memphis and Kansas, Derrick Rose and them. And I know it brings back painful memories for you Memphis Tiger great fans like myself, but it was just rough, man. It was rough. And like, moving forward, I understand they're trying to move past that. Memphis Tigers with Penny Hardaway and all, but that still hurts. And so for Houston, it's gonna sting, it's gonna hurt. But I feel like they're going to come back to Houston. They're moved to the Big 12. Memphis's arch, not nemesis. They're great. They're in a great conference. I think they're going to be they're going to be one of the favorites once again coming out. And Calvin Sampson, like I really want that man to win a championship. I think Calvin Sampson is one of the more appreciated, hard nosed. You want to go through a wall for Calvin Sampson. You really, truly do. The guy is just a great coach and a great motivator, life coach. I want to coach for him, man. He's so intense. He's so fiery. Every time you see him, he's up. He never sits down. At his age, he's 69 years old, one of the oldest coaches in college basketball and one of the oldest coaches ever. He never wants to sit down. And like a guy like that, you want to go toe to toe, tit for tit for him. You want to go to battle with him. But he's going to win. But congratulations, like I said, to Florida, Todd Golden, youngest coach to win a championship. The Florida Gators might have something. Walter Clayton, he's going to probably get drafted. I would think he would want to get drafted. My preferred destination is to go to a winning team, not to go to some bottom feeder. He needs to like maybe Boston, maybe Atlanta, learn behind Trae Young. Like give him the tools already to be in a winning culture, and let's just see how he elevates his game. That's what I would want from him, but neither here nor there. But congratulations to the Florida Gators. Reminds them of 2006, 2007 when they went back-to-back with Joakim Noah, Al Horford, and Corey Brewer, and all those boys, Billy Donovan. But shout out to the Florida Gators right now, overcoming all obstacles yesterday and just winning the game. So my verdict is it was a great game. Just not a lot of offense. It's just how college basketball is. My only gripe is I wish they would stop going for killer threes. I wish they had a little bit more IQ and understand what's going on in the scenario. It's like they just don't think sometimes, college players. And it's college players at high school. It's not the NBA. The NBA is just the NBA is on a higher level than all these other the college and high school. I get all that, but I just wish sometimes they had a little bit more thinking and more intelligent thoughts. Some of these players, and maybe hopefully we'll get that. Hopefully, but time will tell on that. But let me know what you guys think about the championship game. Were you excited? Were you bored? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will read those comments and just think what y'all were saying, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the game, watched the game. The final four games itself, both the games for Saturday was really great. Duke choked the game away. Cooper Flag should just go ahead and just leave for the NBA. I would want to say this is just how Duke is, but I really thought Duke had the opportunity to win a championship. They have a very talented guy. They have a decent coach. They were very talented. They were up on Houston. They couldn't close the game. And that was kind of one of my biggest concerns with Duke is when it's a close game, can they finish the game out? They've never been in close games like that. But once you get into Houston style and you see the videos of Houston playing defense, they play defense like they're playing football. Like they are everywhere. They smother you. They make it really uncomfortable. You have to really think when you play a Houston type team, their defense especially. Think about what the Houston defense is. But Duke just blew it. Duke just collapsed. It was the total team effort. Not all on Cooper Flag for missing that shot. A little bit of everybody. The inbounder for Duke couldn't handle the ball. They couldn't handle the press. Couldn't make the free throws. Couldn't make a shot like the final 2 minutes of the game. You're going to lose games like that, plain and simple. So let me know what you guys think about the Final Four. Were you excited? Please let me know what you guys think about the men's Final Four. All right, the women's Final Four, not as cliffhanging or nail-biting like the men's were, starting with Texas and South Carolina. South Carolina handily beat Texas. And UCLA and UConn, Paige is that girl. Paige is that girl. She's good. I can't, her greatness was just elevated to another level. And you could just tell, she needed a championship to be among the great UConn women scorers in the history of that program. She had to do that. get to the championship game, UConn and South Carolina. I was expecting a little bit closer game, but I'll be completely honest. I love Don Staley. I love South Carolina, but I felt like Paige needed this one. Like, this is one of those, I got to get this for my legacy type of thing. Like, this is my final game. I got to get this. I got to be one of the great UConn players of all time. I got to get this for my city, my state, for UConn. I got to get it. And contrary to popular beliefs, Coach Gino, I'm not a fan of Coach Gino. I think Pat Summitt clarified that for me more as their rivalry is going on. You guys, Pat Summitt and Gino. Pat Summitt made it very, very, very crystal clear. I don't mess with Gino. Y'all don't know what type of guy he is. And God rest her soul, Pat Summitt, one of the great coaches of all time. I'm rocking with Pat Summitt all day, every day. I think Gino, even though I don't know from my opinion, but like if Pat Summitt can call you a snake and say that you're low down and all, I'm gonna believe what Pat Summitt said. But you're still a great coach, Gino. I think he is one of the top 5 coaches ever. I still do not. I don't put him above Phil Jackson and John Wooden and Red Auerbach. I just don't. But I could see like 4 or 5 him being in the top 5. I'm not gonna discredit him or what he's done in his career. He's one of the great coaches, and he has the most championships. I get that, but he's just not my number one. He's not my number one. There's no disrespect to him and what he's done. He's a great coach. He seems like he goes to bat for his folks, his ladies. He just doesn't for certain players. Like Candace Parker and the Olympic thing and Pat Summitt. But I don't want to take that too much away from him. Great coach. Seems like a great guy if he's on your team. But congratulations to Gino and UConn for a dominating win over South Carolina. I hate it for Don Staley. She looked very upset on the sideline, very just emotional, and I'm sure they're going to be back. It's just 1 year. I'm sure they're going to regroup, retool, and get back to where they deserve to be on top. So congratulations to UConn for winning the championship, and also South Carolina for getting there. And maybe they'll just continue to fight it out throughout their years. But let me know what you guys think about the women's Final Four and championship and the men's Final Four and the championship. All right, you guys, let me close out by talking about John Morant getting fined $75,000 for his gun gestures. I've heard a lot of thinking takes, a lot of people talking, rather on podcasts and other stuff and yada yada yada. Like I've heard a lot of thinking takes and parts of this, and the one thing that goes down to it is John Morant is very misunderstood. And I do think I'm not going to say he was in a game, but I feel like he was influenced a lot. And I'm not saying it's Memphis Tennessee's fault by any means. But before he got to Memphis, he wanted to be something that he's not. And it's his influence. And it's just so many stories with John Morant, from posting the guns on Instagram Live, from having a gun inside that Denver strip club, to the fight at his house, the basketball game that went left, which if it's any consolation, somebody talks to you wrong. I'm not saying just pull a gun out on them, but a lot of stuff goes down. And I say this a lot, and I say this off air and off that. A lot of people just don't have to give back. You see sometimes when you give back, when athletes or stars try to give back to their communities and all that, it's not reciprocated the right way for some. Some of these youth have a problem with their mouth. And sometimes they need to be a little recognition without violence, of course. But some of these youth are misunderstood, and they're out of pocket and out of bounds. And parents and adults probably need to check them a little bit, but not violently though. Just something different. The youth today is just most of them are out of control. Not all of them, but most of them are. But neither here nor there. That was a John Morant incident that happened. But John Morant, of course, he needs to mature. Of course, like when I was 22 years old, I needed to mature. I needed to mature. It was out of control, chaotic. Like it was. You were 22 at one point. You guys, some of y'all, some of my older viewers, but John Morant is still one of the core value pieces to the Memphis Grizzlies, and he loves being a Memphis Grizzly. He loves being a Memphis Grizzly. I don't want him to leave. I think he needs to stay here in the great city of Memphis, Tennessee. They love him. The youth love him. He is an iconic figure. The gun gesture thing, Adam Silver did that because he wants to be stern. He wants to look stern now because yeah, I gave him a warning in Buddy Hill. Now I want to flex my muscles and be like, I'm tough. I'm no nonsense Adam. Adam Silver, no, you're not. You are one of the, according to a lot of NBA players, one of the nicest guys and friendly people to talk to. You're not David Stern. You're not Paul Tagliabue. You're not one of those stern dictator type. You're not that guy. You are not that guy, Adam Silver. So when you saw that John Morant did that gun gesture again in Miami in the second quarter, which also you guys led to him winning a game-winning shot against the big guy from Miami, and then calling him a pigeon. that was a little too much, job. But it's your DNA, that's your character. I get all that, but he did it because he gave him a warning, and he saw him do it again. It's like, oh, I gotta find him now. Unfortunately for Ja, he's in a Draymond Green situation where you do the simplest, small, stupid stuff. One thing, you're going to get targeted on. And so for me, John Morant's going to get targeted on the rest of the season for this gun gesture thing. But they need to, worldwide NBA, just ban the gun gesture. Just ban it. I mean, I get it. He does it all the time. LeBron does it. Paz did it for the Golden State Warriors. Like, people do it around the league. The Oklahoma City, people do this around the league. You need to put a stop to this, Commissioner. I mean, you want to be this tough, stern guy. Be tough. Be like David Stern and ban all this gun gesture. The next time they do it, all right, you're going to get a fine or suspension. They did it in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb had a celebration. They cut that out. So my only thing is, I wish Adam didn't do that. I wish, because you open up a can of worms now, Adam Silver. You really did. And it's just both are wrong. Adam Silver was wrong for doing the fine. John Morant needs to grow up and learn. And I'm sure he is. I just don't want him to leave. He's such a great, talented player. You don't want to give up on him so quick, but he has to get it together. I mean, there's no ins or outs about it. So he needs to get it together. And I truly believe he will get it together with the great people around him. And of course, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So I'm cheering for Ja. I hope he does right. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel like John Morant is a lost cause? Can he improve? Can he be the man that he was designed to be, a good role model? Or is he just a lost cause? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. All right, you guys, that will conclude another wonderful episode of the Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Like you said, busy sports week between the NBA season wrapping up, the Masters, baseball is it's been full effect, and also the NFL draft is starting next week. Break all that stuff down for you guys next week. Hopefully this week, maybe tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, I will have a special guest. You will see it. It will be on my YouTube platform, my channel. So guys, check that out with a very very good friend and worker of mine. You're gonna love him if I can get a hold of him and do this podcast. Like I said, you guys, please subscribe to my podcast, GR Production. It's the channel at Throw It Down Big Fella Podcast. Please show love, and also to Michael Miles and his podcast. Let Me Clear My Throat. His channel, Winning Time 25. Yeah, Winning Time M25. With that said, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you guys next time. Until then, peace out.
Throw it down, big man.